Good afternoon. I'm soaking up all of the Florida heat right now. Kind of sweating a little bit, occasionally enjoying fresh air. Preparing to go downtown St. Augustine right now. I'm going to be available to do your readings. I've been really enjoying this social experiment and exercise where I just show up into town and basically make myself available for people, and I have to open up to people and talk to people and be like, hey, I'm Trina. I'm here visiting. Would you like a reading? Or like sometimes you just have to be like open and be like, I'm getting a good vibe from you, or like whatever is going on, or like I have this message. May I please have permission to share it with you? Things like that. I can't really control it, which is why, again, I was thinking like maybe I'm supposed to go through a church or something. Maybe I need to find a church that's going to like be able to communicate with me about the fruits of the Spirit. I mean, I've spoken to a couple religious sects, I guess you could say, sections, that communicate about the fruits of the Spirit, the spiritual gifts. And I've been gifted with some biblical verses. I'm still very new to all of this stuff, okay? I just can't deny the commanding presence that has been set before me. And I see those of you who have been investing in me. And most of all, those of you who find joy in showing up, that find joy in serving, that find joy in giving and giving, there's genuine people who have true unconditional love, that they give and they serve and they show up without expectation or conditions. There's no limits held. I'm looking for basically an army of soldiers and individuals who are filled with this type of character, this type of love, this type of frequency, energy. That is my team, Trina Mason, and I'm having to command my boundaries and be very dominant. And in some levels, it's come from being rather submissive or childlike in my learning process. And gosh, all the gray areas of being humble and having humility, accountability. It's been quite fun training people. My business has essentially grown in many ways, and I finally found the way that I like to do business. And in some levels, it's been nothing but a job. You know what I mean? Like it's a lot of work. And people take for granted, from the outside, they don't understand how much work goes into your business until they're doing your business. And then some people also want to judge you for the kind of business you do, right? What I'm learning is it's best for me to do, quote, me, right? To just be myself, be my own light, not to dim my own shine, not to stab myself in the back, to show up for myself, to show myself support emotionally, physically, mentally, financially. It's all up to me. I'm the only person. I cannot have expectations of anyone else to command this service for me. I have to be willing to do it myself. And those will be the fruits of my labors. The price tag that I pay for my investments or for what's given back to me. Oh God, I didn't protect you this time. Here we go. Okay. So, these are some contemplative thoughts of your milady here. I am arriving to where I need to go to make moves ahead, to be doing what I really want to be doing. Because the truth is, I don't really need to be on the streets of St. Augustine offering my time and my labor and my skills. It is not mandatory. However, it is what I choose to do. So here I am, showing up, commanding, my presence. It has not been easy, to say the very least. It's been a process of refinement, and I'm personally enjoying it. The downfalls? There's certainly downfalls to having your own business and being your own boss. You can only punish and blame yourself when you don't show up to work and you don't put in the efforts that you need to pay back. And then there's another thing, of course, that I'm dealing with, that I'm sure a lot of people are dealing with right now, is I just had to cough up $6,000 to the United States Treasury. Yay, paying taxes and being professional. Yay. On the bright side, we can say, yes, I had a very successful year. Thank you for showing your love and support so unconditionally. And right now, unfortunately, yes, my wallet hurts, my ego hurts, all my false illusion of security and comfort vanished. Now, we are making larger goals, larger moves, wholehearted intentions coming from the most highest place and for the greater good of all souls involved, instead of being so selfishly driven. Although I cannot deny my own personal sufferings and the brutality that the self had allowed itself, I have allowed myself to be choked out and taken out and have my light snuffed and had my shine dimmed, where I didn't express myself, I didn't come outside, I didn't show myself, I didn't talk, I didn't open up. And then where do I begin? I could mention the spiritual journey playlist, the QHHT, reminding myself who I am and why I'm here and what I came here to do. I can't help that I feel I am that I am. And it's constantly shifting and evolving, and I know my own shadow. I'm very excited to be doing the shadow work video. As mentioned several times, I am so close. I'm so close. I hope you've been enjoying all these videos. There's so much content that I'm sure you missed. So please, if you get bored and you want to tune in and see what's up and feel some other different type of way than how you've been feeling, you might want to tune into my videos. And I'll admit, I might make you go from feeling really happy to really sad by being really honest about some things. But hey, at least we're sharing space together. We can breathe together. We can be together. We can be fam. We can show support to one another. It's up to us, right? That we're in this co-created reality, and it can be a co-addicted relationship sometimes, right? It can be an addiction to serve and to give and to be constantly sharing your light. But sometimes, as you know, you can snuff your own light and take yourself out by overextending yourself and not knowing your own boundaries. So also know that what doesn't kill you makes you stronger and is going to leave a scar, right? All that different stuff. Trust your intuition. Notice, really learn your lessons. I hear that very loud. Learn your lessons. I'm very clairaudient. So if you choose to share space with me, I might hear your guides, or whatever spirits you might be surrounding yourself with. And a lot of people, they forget that sometimes you're surrounding yourself with some really negative spirits. And unfortunately, you might have some negative subconscious programming that needs to be rewiring. And I see a lot of that going on. A lot of that. So I decided to take my my dominant woman side of me and the business that I had established on the side to more so, instead of it being a gimmick and a joke and just having fun and playing, in those shadows, I've decided to transform these things and to kind of train people into being good people. Or how to manage their money, or all the almost like a teacher service, all these things that I had to personally learn. Basically the way that I would say though is that you're basically just paying for my time, and then I'm just a vast consciousness, and if you choose to ask certain questions, I will always be honest, And like as stated before, I'd love to create those services about the comfortable and uncomfortable thing, you know? And like I'd also like to create outlets for people. Like some people just want an outlet of like to be able to talk negatively. Like a lot of people feel like they can't talk negatively, and they have so many negative thoughts about like their mom or whoever, and they feel like they can't have them. They don't give themselves permission to feel those things, and therefore they go very suppressed, and let's just say they're expressing themselves in the universe in other ways that are just reflecting of that. Like a good example of that is like, let's say this kid's pencil breaks and he just freaks out, but that's just like the final tip of the iceberg, you know, that really caused him to go over the edge. So you might really want to tune in. I really do want to get skating. It's a beautiful day. It's almost 2 o'clock. I have a few more things I'd like to do to really realign myself, have my own personal meditation. I'm really looking forward to being out there as well. I might tune you in on what I'm doing. I definitely need to play with my tripods and stuff like that. There's a lot of things that you can do that don't cost any money, you guys. I'm just asking you to pay attention to my videos. And I've even said in videos, remind me this or that. And I've never had anybody once say, hey, you said this. You know, some people are really mindless and aren't really using their whole mind, and I feel like we know this, and I need you to understand that you're being tricked, like you're being kept busy with electronics and a lot of other things that are just keeping you away from creating in reality in other dimensional ways that you can't really see because you're distracted and limited through this scope that you think that you want. It's like the devil, right? Like you're given exactly what you think you want, and then it's like predatory, okay? Man, I've been sharing a lot of really great things through my Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. I cannot stress the importance of finding me there in case anything really, you know. Email is also a great way to contact me. My email is wewanttrina@aol.com. If you wish to be of service or to pay it forward of any ways, please don't be shy to reach out and tell me what you can offer. If you're really good at looking up information, or if you're good at paying attention, or if you can't offer financial support but you still want to be part of Team Trina Mason, that's totally an option too. You know, but also like be mindful of when you really are taking my energy, or when you feel like you actually are getting something. That doesn't mean that you completely close yourself off to me and the experience. It means more so that you be more mindful to pay it forward in other ways. And I don't necessarily mean to me, though at the same time, there's energy frequencies and like debts that do happen. Obviously, if I take from you, I'm gonna owe you one, or I'm gonna feel like I owe you one. So I'm gonna have to do something to make up for that. So you're gonna have to give me permission and allow me to do nice things. So just like you have to do that, please notice also, I think I might have got off topic earlier, but you have to understand that all the bad things that are happening to you, all the bad people that are around you, and the environments that you're in, and all this stuff, unfortunately, you have to admit and accept that you have allowed this. You have allowed this, and that everything that you see and that you call people and that you don't like, etc., you can only see because it's part of you. And you have it too. Does that make sense? So please be patient and be gentle and loving with yourselves, and have compassion most of all. Hold a space. You know, give yourself some time, really recharge your batteries, really think, really meditate, focus on you, do what you need to do. I have all this intense energy, so I'm about to go channel it in ways that I've found to be very therapeutic and helpful to the greater good of all. And it's also helping me build my own confidence and find who I am, and connecting with like-minded individuals, and kind of learning through experience how I can do this all over the world and just continue showing up being myself. Thank you so much for spending these few minutes with me. I love you so much. I do. I hope you feel all my light and my love and all of the energetic transferences that are happening with all the crystals and all the energy that I have put into each and every one of my developments. I hope you accept my love and my Reiki from afar. That's all that I can do. I love you so much. Please take care of you. Please take care of you. Please take care of you. If you don't know what Reiki is, in some levels it can mean breath or chi. I mean, there's a lot of different understandings of it, but basically, like, I'm just sending you my love or my light, my information. There's a lot of different ways of interpreting this stuff. I know it's all really cheesy and kind of woo sometimes. Okay, I'm trying to just keep things real with you as much as possible. As stated before, let me get going. I love you so much. Namaste. Jai Bhagwan.